So by now, everybody has heard the news that the president of the United States has come down with the virus, and he evidently, possibly, had contracted the virus from Hope Hicks. And what's interesting that's coming out now from the White House is that Hope Hicks found out Thursday morning that she had contracted the virus. So that means that she was contagious on Tuesday during the presidential debates. And so, having that information, the president of the United States, who gets daily briefings on anything regarding any kind of emergencies, any health scare, anything possible that's related or that could possibly be dangerous, with that potential briefing that he received on Thursday, he still decided to go to a closed door rally in New Jersey, a fundraiser, knowing the fact that Hope Hicks had the virus. And the reason why I say knowingly, because as the president of the United States, how can you not know this? Are you telling me that your administration is that unorganized not to tell you that your personal assistant has the virus? Or did you completely ignore that, hop on a plane, potentially gave everybody there the virus because now you have it, because you contracted the virus and tested positive today on Thursday. And so now everybody in your plane, you were spreading it to. Everybody you interacted with in your indoor fundraiser. And none of your fundraisers or rallies, anybody wears a face mask because it's been promoted by you, President Trump, that face masks are not really a big deal, especially in the open air, right? Who cares? You're in open air, so it's safe. But obviously, that's not the case. And it's foolish to think when scientists and doctors have told you that those droplets can spread in the air if there's a breeze or wind outdoors. That's why they tell people to wear face masks if you're amongst strangers or if you're in close proximity of people. But of course, according to Trump, that's not the case. He even mocked Joe Biden on Tuesday, mocking Joe Biden because he's always wearing his face mask. He even said, every time I see him, Joe's wearing a face mask. Yeah, and he didn't test positive so far. And if he does test positive in the next couple of days, gee, I wonder who gave him the virus. Because according to you, Joe is always wearing a face mask. Now on Tuesday, when supposedly you got tested and you tested negative, you were a super spreader that day. Because now you have it 2 days later. Now, did you spread that to your wife? To everybody on your campaign? Did you spread it to the moderator? Did you spread it to that Joe's campaign, Biden's campaign? And in that, there's a domino effect in everything that we do. So if you happen to be there interrupting that Trump debate, right, the presidential debate, any of those large outbursts that you did, any of those droplets traveled more than 6 feet, potentially going towards Joe Biden, you could have infected him. And who knows if he infected his wife, could potentially infected everybody in his campaign. There's a domino effect, and you need to take responsibility for that. Especially with the Bob Woodward tapes that you didn't deny that you knew about this in February and refused to take action and refused to take the public, refused to notify the public so the public could take their own precautions if they chose to do so. But it was not about them. It was about whether or not the stock market would crash. But guess what? Now The stock market is plummeting because they found out that the President of the United States has COVID-19. And this is the COVID-19 that, according to you, were mainly three factors involved in getting it. One, if you were sick with diabetes, obese, or elderly. So which one of the three are you? Now, I have my opinion on which one of those you are, but the fact of the matter is you have the virus now. And evidently you have spread the virus to other people, including your wife. And let's hope it's not to any of your children, especially your youngest. And again, you mocked Joe Biden because he always wears a face mask. You made this a political issue, and it's not. Because that 250,000 people who have died, I'm sure there's a lot of Trump supporters who have contracted the virus and has passed away. Is it possible she was infected, that she had it too? So even those close to you have died from the virus. But now it's at home. Now you have the virus.
Well, I think the answer to the question about Vice President Biden is yes.
So you can continue mocking people for wearing a face mask. You can keep telling this false narrative that you can't get it outdoors amongst hundreds of people in close proximity.
Some argue even more contagious before you develop.
We have to all be careful, wear a face mask, wear a shield. It doesn't matter how stupid we look, and at least until we have a vaccine that's proven to work. The face mask and washing your hands and taking care of yourself is the best way to prevent, hopefully, from getting this virus. And I just hope, regardless if you're a Republican, a Democrat, that you stay safe. And those of you who did not believe that you can get this virus, the President of the United States, that has the best security, that has the best health care, and supposedly he's supposed to have people watching out for him, has gotten the virus. So stop to think about that. And those of you, I hope whoever watches this, you stay safe and take care of yourselves.